Jesus Christ. It wasn't loud, but it was still kinda loud. And the sound of the voice was like fucking bombarding my mind. Jesus. Alright, let's do automatic because of the voice. 連日配信してきたこの八つ咲きライブも残念ながら次で最終回。我が輩普通の講釈に戻ります。記念すべき最終回では巷で話題の我が輩の好きすぎる集団ストーカー探偵同盟について語っちゃう予定だぞ。Wait, so this is not the last, this is the almost last, the next to last episode of this stream thing. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I believe I have talked a bit about this before. But this kind of felt what the problem was with all of this, because like the Detective Alliance has the same island as the Secret Police, has basically keys and stuff and secret entrances to the underground maze, and stuff like that basically, and they use the same technology as the robots in the dungeon. I don't know if they're still using the robots in the dungeon, but they use the same technology. And I think at some point, I talked about this, but it kind of felt like the Detective Alliance was basically like taking over the old Secret Police stuff, but not in the sense of you are doing such a bad thing, like we have to stop you, but more like, yeah, we are the new boss, like we're just taking over, like. So that, I guess, is basically why the Quartering Duke is doing shit like this, because, yeah, we detectives saves people, but like, you are what evil made, basically. Wait, there is another child here? So the Quartering Duke was another victim of the Secret Police. I do not know who it would be then, because the problem is they need to be more or less our age. Like Renegade, us, and Ideal. If I not remember last time, they discussed to continue figuring out who the Duke is, but they got a message to just stop doing it. But who the hell is it then? Gourmet is way too old. Not like way too old, but it's older. So not her. Bookworm is too young. The only one I can think of is basically Bosch. I do wonder if this is why they basically messaged us to stop looking for him. Because he knew it was basically gonna be like a fucking slaughter, which it basically has already been. We finally received word from headquarters. They urgent all detectives to still remain. Detectives still remaining on the island to not investigate any further. Attached to the message is a video of the Quadring Duke's latest irreverent broadcast. I love how shocked they are about that. It could be doleful as well. If it is doleful, that is like the fucking mind-blowing ass. Like, well, like, he's very good at hiding. Yeah, they realize how bad it is and like stop doing this now. No, I don't think so. I think we have the best intel and that is barely none. Okay.
相変わらず人間味のかけらもないメッセージですこと。残された探偵たちを心配する言葉が何もないなんてありえませんわ。さて、これからどうしましょうか。
Personally, continue because like the problem is like they showed a video of I am at the island, I'm doing stuff right now, and like, let's see what's happening, and then a lot of Detective Alliance says stop doing things now because of that. I don't feel it's gonna stop just because we stopped, so maybe just continue. I think it is basically as according to Duke says. The Detective Alliance is just another like another side of the secret police. And now when they basically said that and say that I'm gonna like deal with the detectives and everything like that, I think the Detective Alliance, especially the higher ups, don't want us to investigate because they don't want us to find like the shit that basically actually exists. Could be something like that. I'm not saying that is exactly what it is. But I've had a thought before that is like the Detective Alliance hiding something because they have the same island as those people.
これほど仲間を失ってきた私たちにじっとしていろですって？そんなこと無理に決まっているでしょうに。
僕も家族さんと同じ気持ちです。思えばこの島での出来事は不可解な点が多すぎます。どうしてわざわざ島に探偵たちを呼び寄せたのか。職員たちはなぜ抵抗もできずに死んでいったのか。結局最初の事件で老子探偵を殺した犯人は誰だったのか。いくら組織がダメだと言おうとも前に進みましょう。それが死んでいった皆さんのためでもあると思います。
はいはい、みんな。
I would say like age-wise, Posh or give me a moment. I forgot the name. Also, I'm gonna go and get some water. I don't have anything fully to drink, so let me get that. Also, let me get some more crisps as well while I'm at it. Probably get the rest of my donut. I'm not joking. The latest time I've had so much of like a munchies that is like insane. Doleful. Fuck, now I managed to remember the name. When I'm trying to not like think of it too much, it's like it managed to pop up in my head. But yeah, so the only ones that has like this the good age of like we were kids around 10 years ago is basically us. Which I think I said before would be an interesting twist if it actually were us. Have it been a game before where it actually been like the main character is actually the evil one, but we didn't... Forget I said that. Urban Myth Dissolution Center. I just remember directly. Urban Myth Dissolution Center. We are the main character, but we're also the evil person. I managed to figure out that basically directly. Yes, there is that game. That game is basically the absolute understanding of what I was about to say. So it is us three. If anyone else is still alive, it could be them as well. I did say armor last time because I was asked who I think it was, and I couldn't really figure it out because everyone has been with us, everyone has like not disappeared and stuff like that. So I said armor because of what everyone says, like he might be alive because it says he wasn't perhaps killed. At the same time, the red robot managed to follow us, which means that there might be a chance of them actually surviving. And the last thing he said to us was that it more or less died a long time ago. So, something tells me something perhaps have happened there. Gourmet approaches the group carrying a tray with enough soup for everyone.
気合たっぷりなのはいいけど、このままだと空回りしちゃうわよ。事件の捜査もやっと一段落ついたんだし、まずはご飯を食べて英気を養いましょ
う。そうですね。ありがとうございます、美食さん。
これ竜宮院印の和風松茸スープじゃありませんの。
Where did you manage to get the food
大
from?
好物なのですわ。
At the same time, I think we are on either the upper floor or we are on the lower floor, so I guess we managed to find the
パン
food
を
here.
見つけたから焼いてくる
Oh
わ
yeah,
ね。
they found it.
先にスープを飲んで体を温めておくといいわ。
We graciously accept the meal, helping ourselves to the soup as we lounge on the lobby sofas. Mushroom flavor is pungent, blending in nicely with the bonito flakes and the kombu broth. Pleasant feeling envelops my entire body. Did she drug us or something? Either we are so tired that eating this soup calmed us so much down that we actually fell asleep, or she just drugged the hell out of us. My mind started wandering. Either way, that or I must really be spent, the way my eyes started to droop. But then I noticed the other slumped against the sofas already sound asleep.
あれ、この感じ、
Oh, for
ま
fuck.
さか。
An alarm bell goes off in my head, but nonetheless, my consciousness remains unroused as my eyelids grow heavier still. Through my hazy field of vision, I spot Gourmet in the distance. I can only vaguely make out her expression, but even so, I feel an intensity about her that I've never seen before.
まさかスープに睡眠薬。
She drugged the damn soup? Why?
ごめんなさいね。無能ちゃん。これも世界のためなの。
What do you mean for the greater good? Hold on. What greater good? Don't tell me you also is like one of the evil persons. Fucking yeah? Why her of all people? Those are the last words I hear before my consciousness fades to nothing. We're still here though, at least we are. I awake with my head in agony. Seems I kneeled over and passed out on the sofa. My arms are still numb and asleep. With a start, I immediately recall what happened just prior.
そうだ、美食さんはどうしてスープに睡眠薬なんて。
説明してあげるわ。
Gourmet is seated on the sofa opposite to me, wearing her usual gentle smile. Where's the other ones? The other detectives gradually come to, probably thanks to all my yelling. Oh, we're all here. I am so fucking confused of, oh, I drugged you. Well, I'm just gonna let you rest for a moment, and then I'm gonna sit here and like talk to you. Like, excuse me?
それは私のツナマヨですわよ。あれ、私のサンドイッチはどちらに？
Well, someone is hungry.
起床して1秒でうるさいとか、本当に勘弁してくださいと少女は寝ぼけ眼をこすりつつ言った。僕はどうして居眠りを？それに胸になんだか違和感が。
What did she do to us? She must have done something.
これって機動探偵がつけてた首輪なんじゃ。
Why do we have a collar?
正解よ、飛脚ちゃん。察しが良くてお姉さん嬉しいわ。
I don't like this. Why you of all people? Following suit, I inspect my own chest and find a device similar to Renegade's clamped onto me. Unlike the one Renegade had used of Porsche, this particular device seems much harder to remove.
下道ちゃんがたくさん持っていた予備を少しもらってね。みんなが眠っている間に首輪をつけさせてもらったの。無能ちゃんのデバイスを拝借してコマンドも発信したから、あと2人分のコマンドで爆発する状態よ。
どうしてこんなことを？もしかしてあなたが八つ咲き校だったんですか？
それに何のつもりか知りませんけど、いくら首輪を取り付けたって残り2人分のコマンドは発信できないのですし、権限を有する監視者とやらはもう無能さんただ一人。理想探偵のデバイスは彼女の遺体とともに回収できていませんし、社畜さんのデバイスも感電の際に故障しておりましたわよね。
That is fair.
コマンドが発信できなくてはただのお飾り。何の脅しにもなりませんわ。それが意味はあるのよ。だって本当は下道ちゃんへのコマンドを送った監視者は理想ちゃんではなくて私だもの。
Okay, so you are a observer. I blur out in spite of myself. It's true. We had just assumed Holmes was an observer, but never found any evidence proving that. To think Gourmet had been one all along. At that moment, the device on my chest beeps, as if to mock my revelation.
初めて聞いたでしょ。今のが首輪がコマンドを受信した音よ。これで私がコマンドの発信権限を持つ監視者だってことがよくわかる。あと一人分のコマンドでみんなドッカーン。私の心臓が止まってコマンドが発信されれば全員おしまいね。どうして美食さんがこんなことを？あなたが監視者だということは社畜さんと同じく探偵同盟の幹部クラスということですよね。もしかしてこれは探偵同盟本部からの指示なのですか？
探偵同盟本部がそんなバカなこと。
科学ちゃんは察しがいいわね。
So I guess just because I said come back, she basically is trying to force us to actually come back.
そう。私は理想ちゃんや社畜ちゃんと同じく探偵同盟の運営に関わる立場。いわば今回の八つ咲き校事件対策会議の取りまとめ役なの。役割は簡単。みんなの中に溶け込んで怪しい人物がいたら正体を探り、必要となれば拘束する。まあ社畜ちゃんのように殺せとまでは言われてなかったけれどね。
You call this non-lethal?
取りまとめ役。どうしてそんなことを。僕らの中に安崎子がいると疑っていたんですか？
ええ、その通りよ。私たち一部を除いた探偵はみんな特別な能力を有していて、かつ機密警察が実験を行っていた時代に10
Well,
歳未
some
満
would
だった
basically just be like infants at the point.
過去の捜査データから考えると、 この島へ訪れた探偵たちの中に八つ咲公がいることはまず間違いないそうよ。
Yeah, but he did say that himself.
なぜ探偵同盟内に八つ咲公がいるとわかるんですかと少女は問いかけた。いい質問ね。それは八つ咲公事件の被害者が出た地域は漏れなく過去に探偵同盟のメンバーが派遣された地域だったからよ。
Hmm.
まあ該当の地域に派遣されたメンバーには共通項もなくて、八つ咲公本人につながる鍵は未だにゼロなんだけどね。
Okay.
どうしてそんな大切なことを今まで黙っていたんですか？
混乱を生まないためよ。決め手にならない曖昧な情報は余計な混乱しか生まないでしょ。
Fair, but also that's a stupid way of
裏
thinking
切り
of
者
it.
どころか八つ咲公本人がいるかもしれないと分かれば混乱は必至だから
Isn't
ね。
that what we have thought all the time since the
最
beginning?
初に思わぬ事件に遭遇してこのメンバーの中に八つ咲公がいるとバレかけた際は肝を冷やしたわ。理想ちゃんがうまくフォローしてくれたおかげで助かったけれどね。
It's true enough. We've already been jumping at our shadows. We had started pointing fingers that our teamwork would be crumbled. Which is exactly why Psyche suggested that the Duke would have still been in the manor.
事情は分かりました。それで結局この首輪は何なんですか？まさか本部の命令通り救助が来るまでじっとしてろって命じるつもりですか？
安心して無能ちゃん、その逆よ。
Huh?
逆？
本部の命令なんて無視するわ。救助が来るまで残り1日、私たちで八つ咲公を見つけ出すの。
Then why the fuck did you give us these colors? I like your idea. Let me just put something explosive on you, just for the safety of it. Like, excuse me? I think you might have done that because, like, as you said, we are those of us that is here is the ideal age of the detective tests, basically. The thing that happened 10 years ago. And so I guess for her safety, in a sense, she basically decided all of us to be suspect. But she still wanted to continue. Is it just me, or is that a very weird and shrewd way of thinking? I can understand in a sense for safety, but also, like, I still want us to continue. Like, the fuck? The funny part is the Duke also wants us to continue, if I'm not
もし
mistaken.
見つけられなかったら全員道連れ。たとえ死んでも八つ咲公をこの島から出したりしないわ。
Well, that's a fucking way of doing it.
道連れって。
自身の命を絶ってでも首輪を爆発させるつもりなのでしょう。と少女は美食探偵を
Okay, so
睨
either
み
we
つけながら
succeed
言
or
っ
we
た。
all go. Jesus, okay.
見損ないましたよ。なぜこのような短絡的行動に出たんですか？私たちはどうせ逃げも隠れもしません。脅しなどせず普通に事情を話せばよいではありませんか。と少女は怒りをあらわにする。ごめんね、文学ちゃん。だけどそれだけでは足りないと思うの。あなたが教えてくれたのよ、無能ちゃん。
Don't tell me I taught you something. I did not say that tell him, like, teach you
何のこと
this.
ですか？
一度決めたら迷わない覚悟。私はヤマトちゃんを失ったあの時から何をしてでも八つ咲公を殺すって決めている。
Okay, I can kind of understand her insanity with that. Her eyes does look a little bit insane right now. Gomer cracks a smile, even colder than eyes. The lights left her eyes, and her mouth curls upward. She seems almost crazed. To be fair, I can kind of understand the craziness, like, rising from that, because we did discuss that last time that they were very close to each other, and now when she lost her, it's like, yeah, I want vengeance.
実はね、地下の研究棟を訪れた後の最初の夜に、社畜ちゃんから探偵デバイスで連絡が入ったの。私はすぐさまお願いを聞いたわ。下道ちゃんが八崎港である可能性は十分に考えられるし、何よりヤマトちゃんを死に追いやった張本人だからね。
Okay, that is a fair point. That is basically a fair point that, yeah, he managed to kill her. Okay, I'm gonna go with your reasoning.
ああ、ちなみに亡くなった社畜ちゃんがボロボロだったのは、私が少し痛めつけたせいでもあるの。やっぱり実行犯も懲らしめておかないとね。
Didn't I say that they were basically stabbed with a knife and she had a knife? Didn't I say that last time? Oh, dear fucking lord, you were the one that did that. She admits these horrific facts like it's nothing. She always seemed so serene. I'm shocked by the brutality lurking beneath that facade.
ヤマトさんはこんなことを望みませんよ。どうしてここまで極端な行動に出るんですか？
ええ、わかってるわ。これは私の自己満足。八崎港候補に挙げられていなかった彼女のお願いを断りきれず、この島へ招いてしまった私自身の罪を少しでも償いたいだけ。だけど何より、明けぬ夜事件の再来を防ぐことが最大の目的よ。
You're not doing a very good job with this.
明けぬ夜事件の再来を防ぐこと。そういえば下道探偵が美食さんは明けぬ夜事件の被害者だって言っていましたね。
知っていたのね。ええ、その通りよ。あの悲劇は今でも忘れないわ。私は明けぬ夜事件が起きた日、奴らの引き起こした爆発テロの影響で約半
Jesus.
月もの間
That must be
瓦礫の
really
中に
fucking
閉じ込められ
horrifying.
たの。土でもゴムでも鉄でも何でも食べたおかげで生き残ることができたわ。でも私と一緒に閉じ込められた人たちはみんな亡くなったし、もうあんな不幸を、おいしいものも食べられない子たちを増やしちゃいけない。悲劇を
I can definitely say this is not a way to do that.
だから八崎港はこの島から絶対に出しちゃいけないの。たとえ本部がどう言おうとも、私は八崎港を見つけ出すわ。あなたたちが何と言おうとも協力してもらうわよ。
The funny part is we would have helped no matter what. You could have just been quiet and we would have figured it out, but thank you for giving us bombs. Gourmet dons a deadly serious expression, yet in spite of that, Bush approaches her meekly. As I wonder what she means to do.
ビンタ
I kind of more or less felt that was gonna happen, actually. Bush forcefully smacked Gourmet across the face.
今さら当たり前のことを言うんじゃありませんわよ。家族じゃあなたに命令されずともね、私たちは全員命をかけて八崎港を見つけ出す。
Just as I said, like, isn't it pointless with the bombs? We're still gonna do it.
こんな優雅でないアクセサリーまでつけて余計なお世話でしたよ。
That's Posh for you. We had all been cowed by Gourmet's intimidating aura, but now we can't help ourselves from laughing.
家族さんの言う通りです。僕も初めから本部の命令など聞く気はないと言っていたじゃありませんか。美食さんの覚悟は伝わりました。時間までに何としてでも八崎港を見つけ出しましょう。
美食さんの気持ちはわかるけど、まだ僕たちの中に八崎港がいるとは限らないし、この首輪は危険だと思うな。
僕たち以外 まだこの島に誰かいるってこと？
その可能性もあるし、もしかしたら死んだと思っていた人が生きている可能性だって考えられるよね。相手はあの八つ咲き校だもの。何が起こっても不思議じゃないって考えるべきじゃ
Yeah,
ないかな。
which is why these bombs aren't a good thing.
飛脚探偵の言う通り、あなたのこの行動はリスクが高すぎますよと少女は呆れて探索してみせた。ですが、なんだかうさんくさかったあなたが本音を見せてくれたのは喜ばしいことです。最後まで
I love that kind of forgiving for what happened, because in a sense, she did it to renegade, but at the same time not, because she was an observer and basically she was his prison guard. So doing the command is like, it's not a sort of like kill. It's more like it was basically their job. Workaholic thing, okay, that was way out of line. That was way out of line. These bombs are also way out of the line, but that's probably why everyone is saying that they are with her, because the reason we have the bomb is we need to do this, so you follow my orders here, but we don't need the bombs because we're gonna supposed to do it anyway.
どうなることかと思いましたけど、みんな気持ちは一つのようですね。美食さん、僕も協力します。あなたも他のみんなも死なせたりしません。だから教えてくれませんか？八つ咲き校に関するまだ僕らの知らない情報を。
Yeah, if you know so much, please goddamn tell us.
そうね。みんなを騙し続けてきて。
And please remove these bombs.
先ほども言った通り、八つ咲き校はこの対策会議に招集された中にいることはまず間違いないわ。これは過去の機密警察の実験記録から割り出された確かな情報よ。性別は不明、顔は写真が残っていないし、整形の可能性も高いから手がかりはゼロ。事実、教育係を務めた社畜ちゃんでも下道ちゃん以外はわからなかったから、
Fair enough.
おそらく間違いないのでしょうね。
But to put it simple then, that means that ideal, us cannot be that, because we recognized each other. And that would mean that was like that we at least look like we did back in the day.
わからないことばかりじゃありませんの。
まあまあ、だからこそこの対策会議が開かれたんでしょ。
無能ちゃんの言う通り、ろくな情報がないからこそ私も焦っているの。本部が捜査を中止した理由はわからないけれど、このまま何も捜査しないなんて認められないわ。
I think they order it because we might find something they don't want us to
しなくちゃ
find.
いけないと思ったの。
That's my thought of it, because why
見つけら
stop?
れるかもしれませんよと言って少女は外を指さした。
外？
I follow her pointer finger and finally come to a vital realization.
ヘリポートにいたはずの黒い SPX がいない？
I don't know where that shit is actually.
ええ、今なら外を調べることもできる
Like
の
we
で
were
はあり
chased
ま
by
せん
that in
か。
the beginning, but like why remove it?
その通りだよ。ありがとう。さすがは文学さん。
ふふんと少女は誇らしげに胸を張った。
Bookworm is
今なら
adorable
外
as
も
hell,
明
to
る
be
いし
honest, especially when she
日中は
narrates
こともなさ
herself.
そうだね。
I've said it so many times, but something with that like personality that is absolutely just
今なら平気だと思う。
great.
あれだけの巨体ですからすぐに気づけるでしょうけど、周囲にはよくよく注意を払いましょうね。
まずはどこへ行きますか？
Probably the
あ？聞くまでもないでしょう。
house, the manor. First, let us aside before continuing.
まずは理想探偵の遺体を回収することが最優先ですわ。レディーである彼女をいつまでも野ざらしはかわいそう
Okay,
です
that's
からね。
fair in a sense, actually. Why do I get the feeling the damn body is gone?
ほうけた顔をしてどうしましたの？
いや、なんというか、いつになく優しいから驚いて。
You're not so thoughtful.
あなたバカですけど意外と人情深い方なのですね。バカですけど。
Her highest praise. That was not quite high. That is as high as she is. And she's the youngest of us here.
バカは呼ぶんでしょ、バカは。
Gonna take my donut. Because I have a donut. It totally slipped my mind. Saika's been out there since she was dismembered. Ugh. She's probably in a terrible state considering that it's been over a week, but I still want to give her a proper burial. Not out of professional obligation, but because she's my friend.
ありがとうございます、家族さん。僕も協力しますから、理想探偵の遺体を救助が来るまでどこかで保管できると嬉しいです。
そんなのお安いご用ですわ。さあ理想探偵の元へ参りますわよ。私についてきなさい。
Oh, sorry. I forgot to actually turn on the automatic. With Porsche at the forefront, we waste no time exiting the research facility.
最後にいい仲間と出会えたわね、サイカちゃん。暴走してごめんなさいね。でも必ずあなたの仇も取ってみせるわ。
Wait, who are you talking about? Is she talking about Ideal? 22 hours remain until our colors detonate. That's horrifying.
久しぶりの青空、暖かい天の日差し、肌を撫でる涼しげなそよ風。なんというすがすがしい心地でしょう。
家族さん、あまり大声を出すのは危ないかなって。
外に出るだけでテンションが上がるとか、犬と変わりませんね。少女は呆れたようにため息をついた。
These two are not good with each other at all. Nevertheless, Porsche takes the lead, laughing in high spirits as we walk out the building. To be fair, we haven't seen like the sun for a week or something. It's the first time outside in about a week. While Porsche's behavior may seem over the top, I honestly feel like jumping for joy myself. That is fair. I'm sure the others must feel the same. They all got some much needed color on their faces compared to when we were in the facility.
よし、黒い SPX の気配はしないよ。また最初の頃みたいに洋館の周りをうろついているのかもしれないね。
よし、じゃあこの先の山道に向かってホームズさんの遺体を探そうか。
くんくん、この匂い、少し前に雨が降ったよね。
だからちょっと地面がぬかるんで感じるんですね。少しタイヤが空回り気味なので、車椅子を押してもらってもいいですか？
ええ、もちろんよ。お姉さんに任せて。
I'm still like I cannot trust her in the sense of what she wants to do, but we still have the bombs on us, which is I don't like that. Gorman pushes Teki's chair happily as they continue onwards together. Nice. I don't know what would become of our team, but it seems all the commotion with the colors earlier hasn't affected things too much.
でも、美食さんの覚悟は固い。救助が来て、捜査の猶予がなくなってしまったら、僕らのそれまでに何とかして八つ崎港の正体の手がかりを見つけないと。
We keep our eyes peeled as we head towards the mountain road, but to no avail. Before long, we arrive at the fateful path we've fought off the Black XPX. We could go in this very spot. Saika was...
大丈夫無能くん。
Dolphala supports me as I begin to stagger.
ありがとう飛躍くん。覚悟はしていたけど、やっぱりこの場所に来るのはきついね。
That's kind of understandable, to be honest.
僕もあの夜の出来事を思うと胸が張り裂けそうになるよ。もう1週間が経つんだね。理想さんが黒い SPX に殺されてから。
Thinking back, all this turmoil really started with Saika's sudden demise. And now here we are, 7 days later. Downtown's phantom killing, workaholic semi-sealed cell, renegade scheme in maze, paradox murder in the underground facility. That's 4 mysteries solved.
あの時は黒いメカが SPX という警備ロボットだってことも、機密警察のことも何も知らなかった。でも今の僕らなら、あの時には分からなかった謎も紐解けるはずだ。真相を暴いてみんなの敵を取ろう。
そうだね。布さん、妙ですわ。
Either the strangest thing is that there is no SPX anymore, or Saika's body is completely gone.
結婚らしきものは見つかったのですけど、肝心な理想探偵の死体がありませんの。
Yep, nailed it.
ホームズさんの死体がない。
そんな血の跡は残ってるのにどうして。復讐の残りがもしないわ。おそらく雨が降る前か雨が降っている時に運ばれたのね。
運ばれた際の血痕も
Oh, we're gonna have an ad in 5 minutes, people.
おそらく血液が完全に乾いてから移動させたのだと思われます。それを考えると、僕らが洋館に閉じ込められてから3日以上は経過した後のはず。いや、雨も考慮するとこの1日か長くても2日以内に運ばれたと考えていいでしょう。
誰が何の目的で。
This is more or less proof there is another one of us.
理想探偵の死は偽装だったという可能性はありませんか。
There is a chance. We didn't really see much of it. Rokumon, who had been standing a fair distance back, so to avoid seeing the body, now comes striding towards me.
序盤に殺された人物が実は黒幕だったという展開は
Good morning,
ミステリ
Gani!
ーで
I
は
hope
珍
you're
しく
doing
あり
good.
ません。
How are you doing?
少女はやや偏
I
見
hope
混
you're
じりの
doing
自覚のあ
well.
る推理を口に
Also,
す
I
る
am snoozing the ad just because you entered. Well, an ad coming on in about like 2-4 minutes. Nice, I think. Oh. Because I have no idea what subpar really means, but yeah, I'm glad you're doing good. Look, we're outside now. The only problem is we're strapped with bombs. All of us here, more or less, are strapped with bombs. You want me to more or less summarize what's been happening while you have not been here? Basically this stream, but a bit of stuff has happened. Or at least a bit of information has happened. I'm just waiting so it doesn't like fully continues while I'm like
ちょっと文学さん、めったなことは言うものじゃありませんわよ。
it's not really heedlessly, to be honest.
私が見る限り、理想ちゃんは確かに死んでいたわ。匂いも確かに血液そのものだった。遠くからとはいえ、さすが
You
に
know
間
what?
違い
I
ない
might
と
as
思う
well
わ。
just explain what's been happening. So, we had a little video of the Duke talking about us. That the Detective Alliance is basically just a shit from a shit. Basically, we are the new secret police, basically. And the secret police did horrible experiments to be able to, like, solve the crisis. And he is somewhere with us. And last time we basically got the message that we were gonna stop looking for the Quartering Duke and just wait for retrieval from the headquarters. So basically, we more or less decided to actually continue looking for the Duke, but we got drugged by Gourmet basically, and we got strapped with one of those collars each, except for, well, Gourmet. The reason for that is not that she's evil or anything, it is just that she wants to find the Quartering Duke, and she doesn't want basically us to wait for extraction. Which, as I have discussed here more or less, has been the most pointless thing ever, because all of us decided to actually look for the Duke. And kind of the reason for why she did that is basically that Rowdy died, and as we discussed last time, Rowdy basically was very close to Gourmet, so she's kind of pissed off and wants vengeance. So she more or less has resolve right now that she's not letting anyone getting off this island, at least of the ones of us here, which means that when they arrive, Gourmet here might actually just end herself, and at that point our colors will activate and we won't leave either. But why everyone is kind of calm now and talking to her like normal is because we already decided that we are gonna look for the Duke, and there is no point with this. Also, she killed the Workaholic. We thought last time that Renegade killed Workaholic, and because Workaholic died, it killed Renegade because of the color. No. Apparently, she did this to Workaholic for the reason of he was the one that killed Rowdy, which is fair. Basically, Workaholic asked her, because she's an observer, one of the ones that can activate the colors. No one died after Renegade, I assumed, since everyone is seen, but who knows, maybe a random person just died. No one has died yet, no, but we are assuming that someone might be still alive. Because some Quartering Duke is on this island, and the reason to why we basically got this... Oh, he got basically electrocuted. So he was put on a puddle, it was chained to a electric thing, and basically got electrocuted when the power was switched on again. The only problem was that he was basically like cut over all of his body. None of it was lethal, but he was basically cut. And I basically went that time that it could either be Renegade, because he did have a knife, but Workaholic also have a knife. So yeah, Workaholic basically followed Workaholic's lead by activating one of the command words, because you need 3 to Renegade's color. But she also killed Workaholic because he was the one that killed Rowdy. Understandable, basically. So right now we're looking for Ideal's body, but we can't find it. Some of us believes that perhaps it was staged, and someone says that that is more or less impossible. I witnessed the moment she died with my own eyes. Her death was too intense, too vivid to question. There's no way I saw it wrong. It wasn't a fake. So where's the body then? Yeah, so someone would still be alive, to be honest. As a side note, but have we been able to see Sherlock? Because I know I went on and off with the stream of this game. It feels like the last time we saw her was around when Rowdy died. Oh, no, we did see her a last time around Workaholics and Renegade's death. But that was basically the last time, because the reason to why she more or less haunted us was because she was not capable of telling us what happened. Like, you know how spirits have regrets, and that's why they stay in the human world. So when we learned about our truth from 10 years ago, she basically vanished because we got a last goodbye and a revelation of a mountain of corpses if we don't stop the Duke. So basically at that point it was basically the last goodbye there, because that's when she said that, yeah, the reason to why I'm with you is because I wasn't capable of telling you who I am, what happened and stuff like that. But now when you know everything, there is no point in me in staying. Or technically she couldn't stay. So now she's gone.
救助まで残り21時間。早急に理想ちゃんを運んだ犯人を見つけ出しましょう。
私たち以外に犯人がいるのでしたら、首輪で死ぬのは無駄死にじゃありませんこと。どうせ私たちは協力するのですから、外してくださいまし。
悪いけど、それはできないわ。確かに、私たちの中に八つ咲き公はいないかもしれない。でも万が一。
Yeah, that is kind of sad actually. It as I said to Meister, it was one of those like moments when you see in games and movies, like before the finale, they basically have like a sad but wonderful moment. But it's gonna be on YouTube at some point. I don't know really when now. I'm gonna try and fix a video for today as well if I have the energy to do that. Because I didn't do that on the weekend because, well, energy as well. And also I was away the whole day.
島から出た後にまた容疑を追及すればいいじゃないですか。僕らが容疑者なのは間違いありませんし、生き残りの中から犯人探しが始まるだけでしょう。
そううまくいかないのよ。今の私たちは結局。
I guess it's a good tying of loose ends and resolution for them on what happened to them. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was very a very good moment for that.
わかることといえば、下道ちゃんが社畜ちゃんを殺してそのまま死んだことだけ。このままでは。
Wait, hold on. You talked about doing something to workaholic. Am I mistaken? Wait, whose connection? You mean Holmes? Do you mean Holmes' connection to us? Also, I did believe she said that she did something to workaholic. So apparently I must have been mistaken, because apparently Renegade killed Workaholic. She's Saika. She is basically the girl we tried to save 10 years ago. That is our connection with us.
それはそれでいいんじゃないですか。
Basically the thing that happened 10 years ago.
実際、今までの事件を振り返ると、下道探偵が八つ咲き公である可能性が一番高いと思います。他に疑わしい人もいませんし、下道探偵が黒幕だったという結論に話が進むのも仕方ないと思います。
The only thing we know now as well from the video of the Duke is that the Duke also was probably a child that was in the tests 10 years ago. Yes. Renegade and some other kids escaped before us because we was the second batch. We didn't manage to escape because we tried to save Saika. And we were basically like to the brink of death, but Saika basically said, I stay and I become your ideal detective if you basically save him. The reason to why we believe she was dead is because that was the power we had. The whole see the future thing was not her power that came to us, it was actually our power from the beginning. And yeah, so she stayed there, and so we didn't escape. She, I think, managed to become the ideal detective, or she managed to escape when the secret police basically shut down. So technically we are written as dead. We found a notebook with our name from the experiments: Renegade, Ideal, and us. But us was basically a note with dead.
元殺人鬼が再び引き起こした事件として発表するのが最も綺麗でしょう。だからこそ起こりうるのよ。真実かどうか確定しないまま、下道探偵が八つ咲き公だったという結論で終わらせてしまう可能性がね。
何ですかそれ。 確証を得ていないのにそんな展開になるなんておかしいでしょ。
And I think that's her point.
いいえ、十分にあり得る話ですわね。この島で起きた事件の規模を考えれば何もわからなかったで済まないでしょう。
Not what I know of, no. We only know that there should be another kid, someone around our age, in this game, that basically was in the tests as well. The only thing is that they probably did like surgery and stuff, so they don't look like themselves, and that's why Workaholic basically only recognized Renegade. Well, except for Ideal, but Ideal knew about him. Us, I don't know. He might have actually remembered. It's just that they didn't like see it as a problem. And now they more or less explained that our Renegade was probably the culprit. We're just gonna leave it as it is and then just be done with it.
組織の体面を保つためにも、国に無駄な混乱を広げないためにも、仮初めの結論を出して事態の収束を図る可能性は十二分に考えられますわ。
そんな、それが探偵のやることですか？
Something that is basically birthed
探偵の
from
や
the
ること
secret
なんだよ
police.
無能くん。
Is
カー
this?
トン家の話でもわかるでしょ。探偵の仕事は表に出せない事情を含むことも少なくないからね。
Oof. And that is basically why, for example, the Quartering Duke doesn't like us. Because he basically said that the Detective Alliance is basically a shit for my shit. It's basically, we are the shit that got shitted for my shit. And if they basically try to explain it now as, yeah, as long as the world believe they are safe, it is fine. I can kind of understand why the fucking Duke is doing what it does to try and more or less like make us lose. That at least also ties the bind to why the hell he is after us. Because like, as I said, like the Quartering Duke was like the mastermind doing all of this like bad shit and stuff like that. But like, why going after the detective agency specifically and doing all of these things? Simple. Is there any point with a detective if the shit isn't solved? No. The only thing you do is basically save your own faces and continue doing what you do.
現実の探偵は
And because he was a part of the experiment from the secret police, he's probably kind of pissed off the ones that does it for the sake of it but doesn't actually resolve it.
でも
Proving the flaw in the core of the organization. Yeah, in a sense. Like what I understand, the Quartering Duke sees us as a new secret police, and the secret police was basically the organization that kidnapped kids to make the perfect detective and did all of this bad stuff in the the back rooms just to be able to like not being found by the people. And now the detective agency have taken over, but what we do aren't like anything good. We are basically just making sure that people think they are safe. So yeah, proving the flaw, but not really like just because there is a flaw. He's proving it because we are connected in a sense to the secret police by, for example, having this island. We're connected to the Dayless Night incident and stuff like that. So yeah, in a sense, more like very specified to us. Like, for example, it might be like flaws in the police and stuff, but it doesn't go after them just because there's a flaw. It just goes after us because we are us. We are the ones to save everyone, but we don't do it. Yesterday I was shown a horrific vision of the Quartering Duke's future victims. A half-baked explanation won't be enough to stop him. In fact, he could take advantage of the DEA's misinformation to cause further havoc unchecked. Exactly. That is why it's such a stupid thing to do. Gourmet concern is definitely warranted.
要するに救助までに八つ崎港事件の手がかりを見つけられなければ真犯人は罪を逃れる公算が大きいというわけですねと少女はここまでの話を一言にまとめた。
この首輪は万が一にも八つ崎港を島から出さないための保険。美食さんは文字通り 死んでも八つ咲き子を止めるつもりなのですね。
Yep.
ええ、その通りよ。恨んでくれていいわ。隙があれば私を出し抜けばいいし、できるものなら殺してくれたっていい。
It was simple. This needs 3
unlocks
unlocks to be able to activate
み
the
んなを巻
colors.
き込んででも
And
世界
even
の
if
た
you've
めに
used
戦い
the
たい
code
わ。
word once,
死んでい
being
った
killed is another
み
one.
んなのためにもね。
Only if you're an observer, which she is. So she has used workaholics. She has used her own, and now she basically has the death. Oh, at the start when we met everyone, I thought it was like we picked the top of the best detectives and see if they can actually do their job, and if we actually need these detectives that's also good at their jobs. Not really. What I understand, especially from Rowdy and Gourmet here, is that we were sent here because we had a connection to the Quartering Duke. Not us specifically, because we are one of the unknown, but everyone else is here because they had some sort of connection, either lost family or they got tormented or something like that. So it's not so much of, yeah, if you do your job good, but basically you're here to figure out who is the murderer among you.
諦めるつもりなんて一切ありませんよ。
There was some reason for Rowdy not to be here, but apparently she wanted to be here, and Gourmet basically allowed it to
僕
happen.
らで必ず八つ咲き校の正体を暴いてみせましょう。
And come they will. There are only 21 hours left for us to uncover the truth. We need to find the Duke by any means necessary. We at least know it's the end of the game. We thought of it being like 24 hours left, and it's gone a week since we started this game. Do that, there's one place we should start.
ひとまずホームズさんの死体がどこへ消えたかについてもう少し捜査を続けてみよ
Also, we have an ad in about
犯人は
2
別に
seconds here.
う。煙のよう
I
に消え
can't
たわけじゃないんだ。
snooze it anymore, unfortunately.
この場所へと足を運んでそのままどこかへ消えたはず。行き先の手がかりは必ず残っているはずなんだ。
At my best, the others begin searching our surroundings once more. Whoever took Holmes' body beyond a doubt our prime candidate for being the Duke. A zero in my senses, doing my best to take in the entire scene, not just the bloodstains. And then?
武装さん？
どこですか？どこにいるんですか？
We might have been right, actually. Hold on, I'm gonna, like, where is the ad going on? The ad is starting soon. I'm gonna wait for the ad because this is like, we all discussed that Armor might have been alive, and perhaps he actually is. He did like something that really struck me, especially by that. Like, I didn't say that he was alive because I didn't fully accept it because there was yet to be anyone like still alive from those things. But something that struck me was him saying that he like died some time ago. And for me, that more or less means in a sense that he doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter for him what's happening or what's going on, because he's gonna do it because of what happened. He doesn't really need to feel like any remorse about what happens to us and stuff like that. Oh, no, just stretching a bit as well. Oh, good stretch. Oh, wonderful stretch. Oh, dang! Again, I needed that stretch. Holy shit. So it could be that now we're actually using our power instead of just like seeing our death. We actually use it to be able to like see everything, because that's something I thought a bit about before while discussing while that is going on, is that we always activated the power when we were about to die, but if it was something that was non-lethal, we had no way of seeing it. But the explanation for our power is not that we see the future. We basically see everything that is like around us. We take in every information. So I can understand the like flight and fight response being like, oh shit, you're gonna die. You have to decide this now. to be like a sort of passive power. But if we actually honed in, it wouldn't surprise me if we actually can see the future or see the past and figure out actually what happened. Because there's nothing like that that says that the power is only supposed to be for if someone dies. Because it is just taking in information. It is just that somehow our brain is looking for the most important part. Is someone gonna die? But if we manage to actually learn how to use the power, then we could actually figure out like, oh yeah, this is what happened, this is what's gonna happen. So I guess what's going on right now is not that we see a ghost, we see like the mental image of what happened here. Which is good in a sense that we managed to finally learn how to actually do it. Also, I do wonder if that was what happened in the beginning of the game, because we basically went into the building when we got warned not to go there, and then we kind of got back to where we were and we're like cold sweating because something had happened. So in a sense, it more or less disguised itself as a game mechanic and ended up being us seeing the future. That's kind of interesting though. I didn't actually realize that in a sense. I only thought of like the spider sense of it warning us, but not the whole like seeing things. I just thought of that now, and it's been like, I don't know how many months I've played this game. Or even weeks, to be honest. But yes, the ad is over. Everyone is back, so we're gonna continue.
科学君の隣だよ。見えないの？
何を非科学的なことを言ってるんですか。僕を怖がらせようたってそうはいきませ
I
んよ。
don't think this is a ghost like Ideal, if Ideal actually was a ghost.
いや、本当に。
自分の調査に戻らせていただきます。それでは。
Don't be so pissed. We kind of got shocked ourselves about seeing this. Taki puffs his cheek so over slightly in apparent annoyance, then returns to the area he'd been inspecting prior. But even though he should be dead, Armor's still there, unmoving and unresponsive. What in the world is going on here? Yeah, so I basically believe this is our power now of what happened back then. No, he doesn't live. Can you not see through him? This is not a ghost, nor him being alive. Well, technically he is probably alive if he was here before or after he died before. But what we see is actually our senses taking in the information of what happened here. Suddenly Armor approaches the bloodstain left by Saika and lifts what I only can assume is her body off from the ground. What I'm seeing, could it be...
この場所で過去に起きた出来事。
I've only seen the future until now. So what am I supposed to make of this? No, wait. I've encountered residual thoughts at crime scenes before. Shit, I was thinking of his actual armor, lol. I thought it was gonna be like a armor being here and the inside is not armor. Fair enough. And those gave me glimpses of the past. Maybe this is the same.
そういえばサイカちゃんが最後にエンドシーイングの本質は全てを見る力だと言っていたっけ。これまでの現場を振り返れっていうのはこういうことか。
As I continue to focus my eyes, I notice something in the shadows of the tall grass. It's a footprint which has a... Oh, shit, sorry. I'm trying to like read everything here. A footprint which has now begun to dry. Judging by the size and shape, it's clearly armored. Maybe I saw it subconsciously and my mind visualized how things played out. It's just like Sherlock Holmes' specialty. Abductive reasoning. By the reading traces of the past, I can infer what took place.
じゃあ本当に武装さんがサイカちゃんのいたの？
Omniscient?
そもそも
Wait, what do you mean?
ここにいるんだろう？
Do you mean that we can basically see the past and the future? In a sense, you might have been like in an ad while I was speaking of this, but basically our power is not to see the future nor see the past. Oh yeah, I would guess in a sense. We're all seeing, not all knowing, really. we are all seeing but all knowing. So basically, we take in every single information we get. That is why we basically survived, because every time we saw our death is like a fight and flight situation. So our brain took every information and said, yeah, you will die soon. It doesn't happen if it's non-lethal, because we don't try to do it. But now when we understand our power and understand how to use it, we basically visualize everything. Everything we can see, which is past, present and future. I have millions of questions, but mulling them over in my head won't get us anywhere. I got to tell the others about my discovery.
みんなこっちに来て。足跡を見つけたよ。
この足跡、まだついてから時間があまり経っていないようですね。どうしてここにだけ足跡が？
おそらく雨でぬかるんだ影響じゃないかしら。きっと理想ちゃんの死体の元まで来て、片付けるまでは雨が降っていなかったのよ。でも遺体を抱えてどこかへ移動を始めたタイミングで雨が降ってきてしまった。その結果、雨で生まれたぬかるみに足を取られてしまったのだと思うわ。
ただでさえ2人分の重さで歩くんだから、ぬかるんだ地面なら足跡が残って当然ですね。
The weight of 2 people on a big ass armor.
この足跡の主の痕跡をたどりましょうかと少女は提案する。
Wait, do they know about our power now?
文学さん、
They know that we're capable of doing something.
心当たりでもあるの？
Because we were capable of telling them a sort of lie of what we
あな
can
た
do.
も気づいているのです
But they don't know of our power,
この
no.
足跡のサイズ。
Holmes did tell us not to tell anybody. The only one that knows is Renegade, but he's gone.
少女は少々嫌味っぽく言った。
Well, technically, Renegade thinks that we can only see deaths, which is kind of false. That bookworm for you. I tried to avoid bringing up the fact myself, but it was plain... Oh. Oh yeah.
武装探偵が足跡の主なら、地下迷宮からヘリポートを利用して地上へと上がってきたと考えられます。ですから次に探索すべきは、彼が利用したヘリポートと彼の通ってきた地下迷宮が妥当というわけです。
The music in this game is really a vibe, isn't it?
武装さん
I
が
don't know why, but it really is a vibe for some reason. Also, it seems you all are right. Apparently, armor is
喜ばしいこ
alive.
とではあるけど、問題はどうして生きているのか、それに何を思って地上に上がってきてこんな行動に出ているのかということね。
From may ask what we've all been wondering. If we manage to survive, the natural course of action would be contact us and regroup. For what purpose is he acting so secretly? The only way to find out will be asking directly.
武装様どうして死体を移動させるような真似を？
It kinda does, yeah, you are right
本
about
人に直
that.
接聞き出せばよいですわ。ともかく
It's in a sense like, it's not like when you play like a Final Fantasy game or like Xenoblade where like the music is trying to fit the surrounding and stuff. It's fitting, but it's fitting in a sense of it being a game and not like what's going on fully.
武装さんの残した痕跡や
Which is, it's kind of an interesting feeling now when I think about it. Return once more to the heliport, following Porsche's order. I make sure we're all clustered in the center of the circle landing pad. I stand in front of the control panel, initiating the necessary operations. First I release the lock, then I just have to flip the switch and make it descend. It's so easy I could do it in my sleep. The panel's kind of ways from the platform though, meaning I've got to book it once I'm done, so everyone doesn't go down without me. A bit nerve-wracking to say the least.
あ、待ってください、無能さん。どうやらこのヘリポートの操作は探偵デバイスからでもできるみたいですよ。
It makes things very easier for him to get down there.
それはよかった。ちょっと危ないからドキドキしたよ。
Not too long after, I see my D-pad notify me of external device ready to connect, followed by what seemed to be the heliport's name. It's probably set to display when the lock is released. I hurry to connect my D-pad to the control pad. I join the others on the landing pad and tap the screen of my device and watch as the circular floor beneath us dip downwards. Yeah, sure, ask on. The ride takes a little under 10 minutes. Jesus, that's a long-ass thing, or a very slow thing. The helipad stops its descent, arriving in the underground hangar where we spent the night a few days prior.
無能さん、地下迷宮では何を調べますの？
普段はリーダーぶるくせに、こういう場面では他人任せとかさすがですねと。少女は畏敬の目を家族探偵に向けた。
These two together.
悪かったですわね。正直、今の私にはここから何をどうすればいいかさっぱりですわ。リーダー命令ですわ。無能探偵、あなたが私に代わり探偵同盟を指揮しなさい。
あなたも変わりましたねと少女は呆れたように探索する。
ありがとう、家族さん。捜査をいい方向へ導けるよう
The
頑張
only
りま
thing
す。
we need to do now is somehow find leads of where he went. I scan the area, deciding where to begin. Our top priority is to find some clues as to Armor's current whereabouts, but there are still other questions to look into. For example, how did Armor survive in the first place? Why did he go to the surface and take Saika's body away? Plus, there's one thing that bugs me.
黒い SPX を何を元に追跡していたのだろう。
Exciting model of XPX has unique sensory, which allows them to chase us relentlessly. Now that I think about it, the black SPX did behave similarly to the red one. A close examination might reveal something to us.
ざっと観察してみたところ、僕らが休んでいた頃から変わりないように見えますね。ヘリポートに泥を払ったような跡を見つけたよ。ヘリポートの外にまで散ってるから地下まで降りてきたのは間違いないと思う。でもそこから先の足跡は残ってなさそうだね。
Yeah, what surprised me, the mud is probably dried out.
美食さん、泥の匂いを追うことなどは難しいですか？
試してみたのだけれど残りがは嗅ぎ取れなかったわ。そもそもがあまり目立った量でもないしね。あら、ちょっと待って、なんだかあちらから妙な匂いがするわ。
Wouldn't surprise me if like what smells of Saika's body basically. She points in the direction opposite to the research facility, the path leading to that horrific winding labyrinth.
妙な匂いですか？
ええ、例えるならそう、ショートした家電製品みたいな匂いね。全然美味しくなさそうだわ。
It smells like your blender just shorted out. Does that mean like, you know, like it smells like electric? Because, I don't know, there are sometimes you can like smell electric, it feels like. Well, on the 3DS of, on the 3rd of August, for some reason I read 3DS again. Of August is the birthday of someone I like. And I'm kind of stumped on what to give him, since she's an artist and draws. I thought I could give like a bunch of doodles and drawings for her OC, but I feel like that is kind of a bad birthday gift. Just a paper, you know. Can you help me with like inspiration, I guess? I've been stumped on this for a while because I feel like it would be good, but also would be boring. It sounds both as a good idea. For some reason, when you said an artist, my idea would be like some sort of like something she uses for drawing, basically. Like a nice pet. Like I don't take it fully from me. I'm good at finding out what my parents would like, but that's because they are my parents and like my family. And I have like a hunch of what they like and stuff. This The only thing I can think of is, as you say, they're an artist. So you could give her, like, as you said, you could give her doodles and drawings of her OC, which is still very nice. It's like a very, like, I would say that's a normal thing to kind of do, because I've seen like many artists out there doing like doodles with like their OCs and stuff like that together, which is very nice. My other idea is something that is like, as you said, she's the artist, so something for her to use while drawing, something nice or stuff. Like now I'm just taking from like personal stuff, because like I, for example, like find some neat pens I use, or for example I got a feather pen from the Nercon. But that is basically only the tip I can think of right now, because I don't really know them, so I don't know fully what they like, so I'm only taking in the information of artistry. And at that point, I basically think like, okay, what would be good? So it's like either some tool for drawing, or perhaps one of those, like, you know, like, I don't know what they're called, like, you know, like the grown-up sketchbook, you know, like how they have like patterns in them, they have to like draw and stuff. I've never used really one myself. I like to just draw freely, but that's like kind of the theme I can think of. Like, that's the only theme I can think of, really. So don't really have a full out answer for you, but I would say that's the closest I can
この
get.
先には武装さんが落下した例のトラップもありますしね。まずはそちらの捜索から始めてみましょうか。
As if retracing our earlier steps, we returned to a familiar room, but no one could have predicted the sight we would encounter.
なんだろう。
無能さん
Here starts the war drums.
赤い SPX？
Following the sound, I see the red SPX repeatedly ramming itself against the wall. Its exterior like crumpled aluminium. Oh yeah, because it's trying to reach blood, and whatever behind there is blood, so it's basically smacking itself towards the wall. I can't believe it can still move after getting crushed by the helipad. It's heavily damaged, it doesn't seem to notice us, so it's likely broken. To be honest, fair enough. That's pretty good. This is like my first time thinking about a birthday gift. This is hard, so it's kind of like tense, especially because what I feel towards her, you know. That is absolutely fair. I absolutely understand that this is like, I want to give them something. I haven't done this before, what should I do? As I said, like, the most of the people I can give something to is my family, but that's because like I know what they kind of like. For example, my father liked to ride his bicycle. So whenever I want to like get him something, I go to into stores that have some stuff for bicycles. Sometimes it might not be anything big, but it's something that works and they would, for example, like. So like last time when it was it wasn't my father's birthday, but it was like after my father's birthday when he came down to visit, I had bought him a mirror for his bicycle, which he actually uses, and he really does like it because it allows him to see what's behind him when he bicycles. So you basically have tools and a bag that I got him for his bicycle. And my mother, I know, like yarn and stuff, and she also likes to do stuff in the kitchen. And my sister is a bit here and there, like sometimes she likes puzzles, she likes like decorative skull stuff, and she likes other things. So it's like, I have learned those because that's something I've done for a long time. Trying to figure out things for someone new, but you really would want to do it, is like, yeah, I really want to think this through, but I have no idea.
こんな状態になってもお前は止まれないんだな。
What I feel isn't anger, but pity. My fate's been deeply intertwined with this machine, yet I'm moved as it soldier on despite its damage. It's nothing short of admirable, just like Saika. This Mickey is only attempting to fulfill the role it was given.
ねえ、科学君。この SPX にとどめを刺してやることはできないかな。
はい、ビリビリ君を使えば今度こそ完全に 機能停止できるかと
I
思い
would
ます。
check behind the wall just in case, because this thing tracks blood. It might not be so short circuit that it just rams the wall because of the fun of it, but it might actually be something behind
あり
there.
がとう。もう休ませてあげたくてね。
では無能さん、科学さん、文学さんの3名はその赤い SPX の後始末と調査をお願いできるかしら。私たちはその間に武装さんが落下した穴を調査してきますわ。
了解。任されました。
Just be careful, I don't want to lose anyone else. We watch the others exit the room and then begin our operation. The rest of SPX continues slamming itself against the wall. We approach it from the side, slowly and carefully. Regardless of the damage it sustained, it's still armed with weapons capable of piercing even armor suit. We need to exercise absolute caution. The SPX suddenly turns to face us. We're going to die, I think, for a moment, but it ignores us, heading to the corner of the room instead. There I see the charging station we had examined previously.
どうやら充電に向かったみたいですね。電力切れとなれば自力で充電の場所まで移動できるのは素敵ですけど。
So, I might be right, it is not damaged enough to not understand its programming. It just looks damaged, which means that it had a purpose ramming the wall. Blood.
誰かが止めない限り、ああして無意味な体当たりと充電を繰り返し続ける姿は哀れなようにも思えます。
No, it's not a pitiful cycle, it's just doing its job. There is something behind there.
そうだね。
Because for first of all, how do you actually exit the pit? Man, I also feel kinda dumb because I lost track of time easily and I don't realize her birthday was close, so I didn't buy anything during the anime event thing. That is fair enough. Shit like that
科
happened.
学君。
Like, for example, I kind of forgot when my father's birthday was, but that was because, like, it was the same date, around the same date, where I was basically, like, literally crumbling. So I didn't have any thought of anything else other than I need to figure out what the fuck to do. So I got something for him in an afterhand. I think, I did it to my mother as well. I gave him at the same time because I hadn't been able to do anything. Zap. Shooters were Teki eject Shokiwaki spikes into the SPX, shorting out his circuitry with an electric current. We make our way up close, but it gives no sign of aggression. It had mixed feelings seeing its once menacing presence vanish abruptly.
触れてみても平気なのでしょうかと少女は恐る恐る手を伸ばしつつ問いかけた。
ええ、平気ですよ。むき出しの基板に直接電流を流し込んだので、これで動けたらさすがに化け物です。
基
Damn,
板
that would be
と言わ
something.
れてもあまりイメージがつきませんね。もっとわかりやすく身近なものに例えてください。
You saying about you crumbling just made me remember that I'm probably gonna need to get a job soon. That's fair enough, but that wasn't really what was happening. It was that I had a job, but it was so much shit in between that... It's as my father and mother said, it was basically a stack upon a stack upon a stack. It wasn't really the whole job thing, it was everything,
脳み
so...
そを直接バーナーで炙った状態って言えば分かりやすいかな。
そう表現するとすごくえぐいことをしたように思えるね。
Fair answer also, damn.
実際彼にとってはそれほどの仕打ちですよ。科学を愛する身としては心苦しい限りです。
Gingerly, I touched the remains of the red SPX. What had been functioning mere moments ago is just now a pile of steel. It sits there completely motionless. Please go and check the wall where it tried to ram itself. If it has an understanding how to go back and charge itself, it has an understanding of what to do.
サイカちゃん、僕らの運命を分けた敵に今度こそとどめを刺したよ。
I've gotten my revenge, in a sense. But even so, the heavy feeling in my chest won't leave me. Ultimately, all of us, Psyche and myself and SPX, were all tools to be used by the secret police.
学さん、そんな考え込んだりしてどうしたの？
いえ、先ほどまで赤い SPX が見せていた動きに見覚えがあるように
Yeah,
思いまし
I
た。
think I know what it actually
過去の
reminds
記
her
憶
of.
と照合しているんです。
Basically, when we took the blood-drenched bandage and put it in one of the stuff underneath the helipad, and he started ramming the shit out of
壁
it.
への体当たりを繰り返すあの動きが。
Yeah. But I was talking about money with my mother and sister, and then I realized I was spoiled puss and I have a lot of negative attributes. I feel like I'm fucked. I don't worry too much about that. Like, shit always happens, but at the same time, there are good things happening as well. So basically, just do your best and see where it goes. I'm also too tired to probably say much more else. I'm trying to figure out stuff to say, and I'm drawing kind of blank right now. I quietly give her some peace, doing my best not to interrupt her train of thought. At that moment, the other three suddenly returned from inspecting the hole that Armor had fallen into.
おかえりなさい。意外と早かったですね。穴の様子はどうでしたか？
美食さんが命綱を片手に決死の覚悟で穴の中へ飛
Yeah,
び込んでいったお
it's
かげですわ
I'm
ね。
just dreading it. That is fair. I also dread stuff a lot, so I am absolutely understanding what you're going through.
いくら危険な気配がしないからってどうなることかとヒヤヒヤしたよ。
まともに降りていたら時間をたくさん使っちゃうと思ってね。
Nah, I think the entrance is
私は
actually
みんな
back
の
there.
命を人質に取っているんだもの。私が一番危険を冒すのが筋というものよ。
Is that a good thing? Because basically those risks means it risks us as well.
ただ危険なことなんて全然なかった
That is not a
わ。
logic that
かな
works.
り下まで穴は続いていたけれど、下には温泉が広がっていたの。
温泉？
きっと地下水が地熱で温められたものね。相当な深さだったから落下しても命は助かると思うわ。
そうか。だから武装さんは無事だったんですね。
Okay, so he did survive. That also explains why he couldn't contact our D-pad. Falling to the water would have shorted his out.
でも無能君、僕らは武装さんが胸を刺される姿も見たよね。あの位置は明らかに急所だったよ。どうして武装さんはそれでも生きていたのかな。
それは。
Well, that I have no idea of. I have no idea. Like Doubtful said, it's definitely appeared that the blade pierced Armor's heart. Even if he survived the fall, he would have died from the blood loss. A mortal wound like that would have spelled the end of him.
とにかく今僕たちが優先的に捜査を進めないといけない点は2つだ。
Is someone using Armor's armor
武装さん
perhaps?
の居場所を探るための手がかり。
Because it wouldn't be able for us to see the past if it is armor or not, if we can only see the armor.
何か手がかりが残されていないか、もう一度みんなで捜査をしてみよう。それからもう一つは、さっき赤い SPX が繰り返していた行動の謎。ただのエラーと判断するには、あの行動はすごくパターン的すぎた。
Yes, it did. You basically have to check the wall. I've said that a few times now, but you haven't listened.
逃してしまっているのかもしれない。赤い SPX について小さな手がかりも見逃しちゃダメだ。
I would definitely have investigated the wall. If it if it just smacked the wall until it was out of batteries, fair enough, it might be an error. But it decided to recharge, which means something's definitely going on. My first thought would actually be to check the place. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for, because this is something they taught me in the beginning of the game. But apparently this is something that I had to search up, and it basically told me, yeah, this is something you have to go back and do. And I was like, oh, do I have to play this game again? No, apparently I just do this. Is it inspect I do? I guess it might be.
何かご用ですの？何かご用ですの？私が調査だなんて。 どうしたの？
少女は黙したまま一度うなずい私に任せてください。
甘味完食、雨
少女は
あられ。
張り切った。
お姉さんに何かご用？ディナーの前に解いちゃいましょう。
Do preliminary. SPX fragment, fair enough. There we go. Took care of this kinda quick. A sign on the floor. It kinda looks like an arrow.
あれ
Evidence acquired. Necklace.
この光景って
So this is a vision.
まさか武装さんが穴から出てきた後の
My chest throbs as if I myself have become armor. My head grows dizzy and my vision blurs. Just walking is enough to make me totter. Legs a quiver. Rather than watching the past, it feels like I am experiencing it vicariously. I can feel the gnomon steadily growing stronger within me.
また悲劇を繰り返してしまった。すまない、サイカ。後悔ばかりの我を。
So he knows the name Psyche as well. Most people call her Holmes. I know that Gourmet knows about Psyche. But it seems this one also knows about Psyche. Armor removes something from his pocket and begins speaking to it. This looks exactly like the pendant Psyche was wearing. Well, why would Armor have it? And did he just call her Psyche himself?
この命に変えてでも必ずお前の無念は晴らしてみせよう。10年前に果たせなかったあの約束を今度こそ果たすのだ。必ず。
Why do I feel like he is technically me and I'm someone else? Yeah, sure, you can be real with me for a moment. I feel like you've already been a bit real with me, so that's no problem. Saying this, Armor then begins walking towards the heliport hangar. The pendant he had been holding in his hand now dangles from his metal suit. Did Armor have some kind of connection to Psyche? And if so, what was the point of his actions just now?
さあ実験を始めましょうか。検証なら任せてください。
何か用かな？
Okay, let's investigate because I can't really do much else.
科学的に考えましょう。
Okay, third phase of development. Okay. That is still locked though, but that's probably because I haven't like taken this either.
何か用かな？
Inspect this. I'm gonna do the preliminary, so I don't like waste too much time on everything around me. Yeah, his blood's the blood basically.
頑張ります。
I'm gonna just take this for fun.
頑張るよ。先生曰く調査こそが探偵
どう
の基本
されましたか？検証なら任せてください。
お姉さんに
I'm
何
gonna
か
go
ご
over
用？
here already. I could take the red dots just for the fun of it, but I don't want to waste too much time on it, so I'm just gonna do that. Just gonna do preliminary just because. So it tracks blood
広い
basically.
視野を持って対応しないとね。
New keyword unlocked.
何かご用ですの？何かご用ですの？何かご用ですの？ビンカートン家の誇りにかけて大な謎でしたわね。
甘味完食雨あられ。
My aunt is calling and texting me on WhatsApp to talk with my mother, and I kind of hate it because I don't want to answer because of stuff happening recently. My mom just fell asleep and I know she's tired, but I feel like my aunt is just gonna get more angry slowly. Not gonna lie, I hate being the messenger because my phone ended up being used for family stuff like these. Fair. I can't say anything against that. I have not been through that because basically
どうしたの？
they contact my mother directly
どうしたの？
because it's something they do.
感じるよ。
But that actually sounds really like annoying. That it's like, yeah, I'm contacting you. Like, I don't even know the reason to why they contact you. If they don't have a number, I understand. But like, why specifically? Like, yeah, I'm using your phone to contact them. Like, why? So yeah, I can understand why it feels absolutely like not good with that. I do understand. You've not been there myself, but I do understand the feeling of it. Okay, I'm gonna move you one step here. I'm gonna move you here. I'm gonna use in here. Here. And you assist. Yeah, you have 6 assistants, so that is perfect.
私たちなら解けますわ。
You have 4 assistants. It's not best, but still good anyway.
僕が解決しましょう。僕とフレンズの力が必要ですか？頑張るよ。
I'm just gonna go with this and take
頑張りま
this.
す。手がかりを見つけ出すんだ。
何か用かな？
I'm gonna do this just because I can. I don't know if I'm gonna have like enough time to do stuff, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So we're gonna do a preliminary. If we're done, we're done.
広い視野を持って対応しないとね。
There we go, more keywords. So what we can do is basically investigate. We can just take
どうかしたの？
her and her
ディ
with
ナーの
this.
前に解いちゃいましょう。
And then we go here and inspect this.
どうしたの？
Inspect this.
脅威の気配。さあ、
I don't think we have anything to analyze. No. So what we do is preliminary to figure out what this is.
間違いないわ。
Yeah, so it's track smell, but then whose smell? Oh, apparently it was auto-modded, but don't worry. Or was it something? It was just fun. Fair enough. Well, I don't have her number, but I also feel like I'm having my phone used to talk to my mother, ends up putting me in the crossfire, and just hate my family problems, man. This started happening back when my grandmother got sick, yeah, and I know it just got worse, especially because they're discussing money, and that includes my money and my family's money in general. I'm just here like, fuck that, dude. Like, why me? I'm just the oldest son, despite being the middle child. Like, I understand what you feel. I've never managed to like. Never been really anything like that. I know at least my father's side of family there is stuff going on. I'm not gonna go through it because it's basically family business. But yeah, I can understand that, which is really annoying. The only tip I can think is either give your aunt your mother's number or something, so like they stop contacting you for it. Because yeah, basically like, oh Leo, morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Yes, fish. We're just talking real life stuff here. And no, not continue to result screen. I want to do these first. What did you get for something? What is that? Mandarin fish. Hope so too. Ah, fair enough. What time is it where you are now? I'm just curious because I'm so used that when I start streaming, very cool choral, it's 5 a.m. I am so confused because I was pretty certain that when I talk to you on stream around 8 for me, you basically say it's like morning. At the same time 10 or something, so that's fair. Also, yeah, that is really early. That is really early. Well on. It didn't show me any residual thoughts. Ah, fuck it. I usually wake up at 1 p.m, so I joke that 3 p.m. is my morning. Okay, that makes sense then. Because when we discussed the whole like thing before with the tabletop RPG thing, I got so confused when it says like, yeah, like so like it works earlier as well. Like, isn't it like morning for you, like around that? Fair enough. Fair enough, actually. So I'm trying to find out now who is the evil person here. Hope you're not like too like tired or something. Like I woke up around 5, like 5:30 on Saturday, but that was because I had like an hour and a half to go into a con I went to. Recently, what we found then revealed where Armor headed. To the manor, I guess? I recall what we found, then reveal where Armor headed. Okay, wait, hold on. But yeah, I had a lot of fun though on the con. I was there for over 12 hours because I was waiting for a friend. Hella tired. I suffer intense insomnia. Some days only get a few hours, some days just don't sleep. But once a week I just conk out for like 14 hours to catch up. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't think I've heard about your intense insomnia. I am so sorry to hear that your sleep is an absolute brutality. That does not sound fun at all. Like, I would not be able to do that, especially with the job I have of like carrying heavy stuff and things. Armor wasn't he headed to the research facility? Or was he headed to the manor? No, he headed to the dungeon. No. Underground research facility, okay. I'm pretty certain his footprints went down here. Sadly, it's not by choice. Grew up dealing with it and always found ways to manage it one way or another. That is fair enough. I know that insomnia isn't really anything of anyone's choice. That is just a thing, which is awful.
パッと見ではわからず、武装探偵のように疲労困憊で部屋にたどり着いた人にだけわかる暗号だね。
Oh, I do apologize.
文学さんの言う通りだと思う。実は僕らの目線からだと気づきにくいだけで、この床の模様は矢印を表していたんだ。
Yep, it forms an arrow. I don't know who did the arrow, but someone did an arrow.
多分あの部屋にたどり着いた武装さんは疲れで視線も下がっていたはず。 そうなると自然に床へ目が行くでしょう。
Wasn't it
私たち
Renegade
はそ
that
ち
did
ら
the
の
arrow
通路から
just to
戻
show
ってき
where
ま
we
したけど
went?
床のメッセージに気づきませんでしたわよ。
僕らの場合無能君たちの出迎えがあったからね、そうそう床を向くことはなかったんじゃないかな。
それも
Interesting, we actually
ただ
missed
の
that.
タイヤ跡にも見える塩梅よ。注意深く見てなければ何も気づけないまま終わりだったと思うわ。
It kind of looked like the SPX that had like issues and
きっ
just
とこの
went
メッ
made
セ
an
ージを
arrow.
残した子は他の子たちにバレないよう自分たちの居場所を伝える目的があったのでしょうね。
Huh.
つ
So
まり
is
武
armor
装さんとメッセージ
actually...
の主の目的は私
That
た
is
ち
actually
の
an
合流です
interesting
の。
thing though. The only thing we know is that armor is inside an armor. We don't know armor's age, so he could have actually been someone who was a part of the
合流後にどうしたい
experiment.
かまではわからないけれどね。
But it could also be someone that held the
このメッセ
experiment
ー
and
ジは曖昧
hated
なので
it.
武装さんが地上に上がったのも仕方ありません。地下研究棟の方面に向かったことはわかるけど、地上に上がったか先へ進んだかまではわからない。だから武装さんは一度地上の様子を見に行った。そう考えると辻褄は合います。
Only one question remained. Why did he carry Saika's body away? But there's not much that can be done to figure that out right now. We'll just have to ask him the moment we can.
一人で地上へ上がっても研究棟の地下へは降りてこられないし、私たちと合流したいならまた地下へ戻ってくるしかないわ。そうなると次は地下研究棟へ向かうというわけね。
ええ、美食さんの言う通りです。まとめると、武装さんは罠から這い上がってきた後、床に書かれた矢印に気づいた。
Oh,
後を追ったものの、
just out a
地
message.
上へ上がった可能性も捨てきれず、様子を見に行った。地上で僕らを見つけられなかった武装さんは、残った選択肢、地下研究棟へと向かった。以上が僕の推理です。
But what would they do with Saika's body and when? No one refutes my theory. Seems to have explained myself pretty well.
まあ細かな話はともかく武装さんが地下研究棟へと向かったことはまず間違いありませんのね。
Oh, I can do a quick
早
save.
速後を追
I
いますわ
told me
よ。
before I couldn't
皆さん
save while this is
準
going
備を整
on.
えなさい。
So it's kind of good there is actually a
待って、
quick
家族さん。
save thing.
まだ一つ、はっきりさせないといけないことがあるんだ。
はっきりさせないといけないこと？なんですのそれは。
I gestured towards the now defunct SPX.
あの赤い SPX のおかげで分かったことがあったんです。ホームズさんを殺した黒い SPX について。
黒い SPX についてですって？
それは本当なの？どんな内容なのか教
Yeah,
えてよ。
apparently it probably also tracks by smell, because that did the red SPX also did that, but it tracked blood smell. Bosch and Dolfo look at me with eager eyes. The others give inquisitive looks as well. No matter how much time passes, I still can't get used to the people awaiting my take on the situation so excitedly. It just goes to show how amazing Saika was for handling it so graciously, and for so long too.
でも僕ももう憧れている立場じゃいられない。
Yeah, she's not with us anymore. She used to haunt us because, as a ghost, because she couldn't tell us about the past, which we had forgotten. But now when we remember it, she's not with us anymore. I psych up myself and determine not to bend under the pressure. From now on, I have to be ideal detective, with full conviction, share my theory.
そう、あの赤い SPX は
Oh, as I speak, my eyes wander to the remains of the SPX, and suddenly my vision flickers.
またエンドシーイングがどうしてこんな時に。
Because someone does something. I'm not sure what's going on. My vision whitens, like I've been blinded by sunlight. My feet no longer sense the ground as if I'm sinking.
パタくん
I vaguely hear someone call my name as my consciousness slip away. When I come to, I find myself alone, standing in a familiar maze. It's freezing, even the inside of my chest feels cold. And I shiver when I stand still. It's almost like I'm the last person alive in the whole world.
サイカちゃん、こっちに来て。
Okay, so apparently the moment decided to bring us back to the
あの
past.
透明なメカは耳はいいけど、目が弱いんだ。ここに隠れていればやり過ごせるよ。
I hear a voice, one I know very well. In the distance, I see a boy I recognize at once. He feels extremely trustworthy. Just the sight of him makes my frozen chest swell with warmth. He runs. No, I run to him.
ねえ、どうしてワト君は私を守ってくれるの？
Wait, who are we exactly then? Because now it feels like we are Saika. So are we see through Saika's eyes? But I am so fucking confused. The question comes out spontaneously, but the boy in front of me gives a reassuring smile, as if the answer is given.
そんなの、僕の夢が世界で一番の探偵になることだからに決まってるよ。
Now I am confused.
僕、いや、私はね、サイカちゃん、名探偵のホームズみたいになりたいんだ。
ホームズってお話の中の人なんでしょ？本当はいないんじゃないの？
To put it simple for those who haven't been here, we are Vato, which believed Saika, which is the girl you can hear, got killed. But that was basically our power of seeing the future or perceive the future, basically understand what was gonna be happening. So we believed they were killed. But we met her again, and we have now learned that we were supposed to be idol detective, and we were the one that quote-unquote died. But now this is kind of odd that we see things from not our perspective, but someone else's.
もちろん、ホームズは小説の中にしかいない。でもだからこそ、僕がホームズ以上の探偵になるって決めたんだよ。
Okay, I am getting confused there. Why I'm getting confused is because... Oh, we're gonna have an ad by the way in
私が
5
なってしまえ
minutes.
ばいい。
Which also...
そうは思わないかな。
Yeah, I'm just checking. I was just checking time. Wait. I'm gonna check something because if he doesn't exist, then I just gotta become him myself, don't you think? That is odd. Like the way things works here, it's like I'm trying to push her to become a detective. The way the way the guy, which sounds like our voice, it feels like I'm trying to say I am, but sometimes it says then you, right, I. This is kind of confusing because if there is another kid who survived this, it might be that someone has changed. So it might be that we believe we are someone who we aren't, or there exists someone that believes they are us or something else. I am trying to figure this out, but I think I'm too tired to understand. This dream is childish, absurd even, but for someone as lost and empty as I am, it's like a shining beacon drawing me to him. The other kids only think about themselves, they're solely focused on their own survival. Like a mistaken identity ghost trick, like, yeah, kinda, it feels something like that. Because we're used to see from our perspective where we try to save Saika, but now it feels like we see through Saika's eyes, but the way we or slash them is speaking is like we are not. It's like she said before, we were supposed to be the idol detective, but she decided to stay. They saved our life, but now it kind of sounds like I am the person who's trying to make her the idol detective. I can't just understand why he acts like in this way.
アマちゃんだね。
またアマちゃんって言った。そういうことばっか言ってると、サイカちゃんがピンチになったって助けてなんてあげないぞ。
What a liar. Whenever anybody is in trouble, this boy is the first one to spring into action without a second thought. Even for someone as cold and standoffish as me. It's not just any old softie. Spending time together like this has pretty much proven that he is a softie to the core. Then that fateful day arrives. The boy shields me. Getting torn. Yes, I'm seeing through Saika's eyes. And torn apart by a red mech as a result. I run to his side in panic, scooping up blood and trying to pour it back into his wounds. To be fair, they are kids. There's no way for spilled blood to be returned. I scream in frustration as I splatter red across his body.
どうして私なんかのために。パパが言っていたわ。私の一生は悲劇そのものだって。最初から幸せは求めちゃいけないって。私なんかをかばって死ぬなんてダメだよ。そんなこと。
We also don't know how we got out of here, because they did write us as dead. The boy is covered in cold sweat and clearly suffering, yet still he smiles at me.
悲劇って何？どうして君自身のお話を君のパパが決めちゃう
So someone must have managed to get us out of here.
君の物語の主役はいつだって君自身じゃないか。いくら悲劇に傾きかけたってそんなの覆しちゃえばいい。
The boy shakily gets to his feet, still smiling through his blood-covered face.
だってサイカちゃん、さあ私と一緒に悲劇を覆そう。
This is not what happened, did it? Was it? But ultimately tragedy is what awaits us. To save this boy, I became his substitute. I'd taken the new name of Saika. To save this boy, I become his substitute. I take the new name of Saika Sherinford Holmes. Oh, probably because Holmes wasn't a part of the name first. And begin my life as a detective. Others believe that I took inspiration from Sherlock himself, but that isn't the case.
悲劇なんて覆せばいい。
The one I patterned myself after was none other than Wado Hojo. To this day, even as a detective, I keep those words of his close to my heart, always believing that one day our path will cross again. So somehow I managed to see shit like this.
赤い SPX を見つめたままぼーっとしてどうしましたの？
ごめん。
So why did we see like? Don't tell us it actually is Saika that is the Duke because of what happened. None of us believes it for the reason of like how much blood there was there.
ロリコンをこじらせてついにおかしくなったのかと思いましたよ。と少女は胸をなで下ろしてみせた。
ロリコンをこじらせたところでおかしくはならないし、そもそも僕はロリコンじゃないからね。
The way everyone's eyeing me with concern, I assume I must have blanked out the way I did yesterday. The memory just now was probably Saika's. It was just like when I witnessed armors before. Another vision involuntarily triggered by something I saw. My ability to look into the past has only grown stronger. What the heck is going on with me?
ちょっと無能さん、顔色が悪いですわよ。
No, he's feeling fine. He's just kind of confused what's
あな
going
たは
on.
確かそこの赤い SPX に殺されかけたのでしたわよね。無理をなさっているのではありませんこと。
ありがとうございます、家族さん。でも大丈夫。科学君のおかげで恐怖心はもうありません。彼らには悪意なんてなくて、ただ純粋に自らの役割を全うしているだけですからね。
そう思えるならいいですけど。それで先ほどの捜査であの SPX について何が
Yeah,
分かりま
apparently
したの？
the black one also tracks by smell. The question is how and what. The red one smells blood. What does the black one
先ほど
smell?
壊れかけの赤い SPX が壁に体当たりを続ける光景を見て、何かデジャブを感じませんか？
最高に気持ちが悪かったですわ。それ以外の感情は湧き上がってきませんでしたけれど、それがどうしましたの？
I'm not too shocked she didn't realize, but someone with sharp memory should have. Alright, let's get into it. Bookworm.
文学さんなら何か気づけるんじゃないかな。
見覚えがあって当然ですねと少女は無能探偵の違和感の正体に言及する。先ほど目の前で繰り返された機械的な動き、ずっと続く無機質な音、最初に黒い SPX に襲われて洋館の中へ逃げ込んだ時とそっくりです。あの時も私たちに外へ出ろとでも言わんばかりに洋館の扉に体当たりを繰り返していたでしょ。
Yeah, because it was basically tracking us, but it can't really track anything else, I guess, then.
正解。その通りだよ、文学さん。あの赤い SPX の動きは黒い SPX に襲われた時とそっくりだったんだ。
つまりどういうことですの？動作が似通っていると何がわかるのか、もっとわかりやすく説明してほしいのですわ。
やれやれ、よく考えてみてください。例えば夜間の照明に群がるハムシの動きはよく似通っているでしょ。
Yeah, kinda.
それは照明に群がるハムシたちが皆走行性を有するためです。つまり動きが近いということは
So I'm probably right when I'm saying it tracked something through the wall. It's just that we believed it was
以上のこと
broken.
から黒と赤の SPX は同じ索敵方法、匂いによる索敵を行っていることが考えられるというわけですと少女は自称上流階級でもわかるよう端的にまとめてあげた。
辻褄は合うと思うわ。黒い SPX に襲われた私たちは急いで洋館の中へ逃げ込んで息を潜めたけれど、しつこく扉に体当たりをされ続けたわよね。あの SPX にとって私たちは姿も見えないし音だって聞こえない相手だったはずなのに、洋館から
Yeah, that does not sound like the absolutely wonderful thing to happen. Sorry to hear that that is happening.
でも匂いを元に追っていたなら話は別だって、匂いは扉を閉じたって完全にはシャットアウトできないもの。それもかなり遠くからでもこちらを探知してくるような相手ならなおさらね。匂いの元である私たちが外へ出ない以上、 SPX が周囲から離れなかったのも当然よね。
あれ、でも待って、僕たちが最初に地下のヘリポートへたどり着いた時、地上へ上がろうと考えたよね。その時は理想さんが殺された時と同じで、ヘリポートの近くに黒い SPX がいたけど、あれはどういう
Probably
ことだった
sensed you
のかな。
something.
おそらく充電のために移動したのでしょう。あの赤い SPX が故障後にも動き続けていたのも、自ら充電場所へ移動できる機能を有していたからです。そしてヘリポートには SPX の充電装置も置いてあります。運悪く充電のタイミングに重なってしまったのでしょう。なら隙を伺っていたら洋館からの脱出も狙えたかもしれないんだね。
いや、それはどちらにせよ難しかったんじゃないかな。ホームズさんが殺された時もヘリポートにいたよね。洋館のある山から降りるにはどうしてもあのヘリポートの近くは通らないといけない以上、当選は避けられなかったはずだよ。
僕も同意見です。むしろ洋館の周囲からいなくなったと誤解して外に出て安易に脱出を図っていた方が危なかったと思いますよ。
really would be. I'm sorry for being quiet. I believe I'm a bit more tired than I usually am for some reason.
まだ証拠は足りていないけど
I don't wonder where it is actually.
匂いを元に索敵している可能性が高い。その前提でここから先の調査を
It was
進
here
めていこう。
before, but it isn't here now, so I have no idea where the aspects is
で
somewhere.
は早速武装さんがいるかもしれない地下研究棟へと向かいましょうか。
でも地下研究棟への入り口はシャッターでロックしてきたよね。本当に研究棟へと向かったのかな。罠だったらどうするの？僕これ以上誰かが死ぬなんて嫌だよ。
Oh, hold on, I'm pausing while I'm trying to read the text. Well, I'm just playing Metal Gear Solid 2 with your stream playing right now while it's ringing, and it's about my mother and sister that she's calling me, so even if it's my phone, I'm just gonna chill. That, to be honest, it's kind of fair. I feel like if anyone would be annoyed by that, they shouldn't be, because it is, as you said, it's your phone. I've never had anyone calling me to basically like, I need you to message them. I've had more or less the other way around, but that was because like when as I said, when I was crumbling, and most of my family messaged my parents just checking, is he alright? Mostly because they don't have a way to contact me. But otherwise, they do basically contact directly to my parents when they need to talk to my parents, and not just like, hi, we know you're the son, can you just talk to them from us? Like, why? Like, especially with thought of what you said, what they're talking about, it's like, that's just annoying and like very unnecessary.
今は一歩ずつでもいいから前に進まなきゃいけない。一緒に行こう、飛躍くん。
そうだね。ありがとう。ごめんね、弱気になっちゃって。
Golfer grasped my outstretched hand, climbing to his feet. I felt like I managed to invoke a bit of ideal detective. Oh. What are the S-Black SPX capabilities? Why is Armor still alive? His goal? And who's working with him? We have a mountain of questions that needs answers, but even so, forward is the only way to go. As it stands, our caller will explode and kill us, making way for the Duke to claim even more victims. It's up to us to prevent that
では
tragedy.
皆さん、地下研究棟へと向かいましょう。
With that, we set off once again for the lower section of Snarks. Snarks. It sounds so weird. Snarks. 18 hours remaining until our coolers detonate.
武装ちゃんってば、まさかシャッターを殴り壊して地下研究棟へと入るだなんて。
Fair enough.
納金は勘弁です。と、少女は自分と真逆の探偵との再会に心底不安を抱くのであった。
まあまあ、きっと武装さんはこの地下の研究棟にも訪れたはず。
I have no idea what his plan is.
武装さんが残した痕跡を探していこう。
それにしても武装ちゃんの目的は何なのかしらね。下道ちゃんと同じく明けぬ夜の一員の可能性も考えられるけど、もしかして社畜さんが口にしていた不滅探偵なんじゃないかな。
It could be.
不滅探偵は下道探偵でしょ。どうして今このタイミングで。
不滅探偵は決して死なないって話だよね。死んだと思っていたのに生きていただなんて、まるで本当に不死身みたいじゃないか。
Fair enough, actually.
理由なんてどうでもいいですよ。武装さんが生きていた。今はただその事実を喜びたいです。
君、僕ももちろん嬉しいよ。
すみません。感情任せで無根拠に話してしまうなんて。探偵失格ですよね。
Oh, there we go.
謝る必要ないよ。
I might just end my stream just a bit earlier because goddamn I'm lacking for some
何
reason.
も考えずに信じたい科学君の気持ちも
It's probably like a good idea for me to just like get something to eat, shower, and like get some rest, just so like I don't like completely knackered under my job.